What's up, everybody? Welcome to the JJ Peller Podcast. I'm JJ, author of the book Attract Your Potential and founder of Peller University. I'm excited to talk with you today about how to defeat negativity. Recently, and not just recently, but especially recently, I've heard a lot of people talking about not wanting negativity in their life. They're wanting to avoid it. They're not wanting to deal with it. They feel like it brings them down when they know that they're meant to do more and they know that they want to make a positive impact. The negativity drains them. And so when they get people in their life or they're listening to situations or circumstances or people talking about different things that are super negative and draining them, it holds them back from feeling like they can be their very best. Now, I understand that there's also this conversation in the world today about toxic positivity. And so I've seen a little bit about it. I don't know a ton of it other than the fact that the idea of toxic positivity is that there are folks probably, I'm sure, just like in any realm of life, there are some folks that they're so against negativity that they won't even allow other people to feel their feelings. And I'm not a fan of that. Like, we've got to acknowledge and empathize with the fact that people are going to feel their feelings. But the problem comes when people think that, oh, I'm going to feel my feelings. I need to feel my feelings. But all they're doing is complaining and staying negative. They're using it as an excuse to stay negative and complain and not actually make a positive change. They're just doing things the way they've always done them, and then they complain, then they have excuses, then they stay negative, and they're draining the energy of everyone around them. And so here, what I want to share with you is how to defeat negativity today, because I know that there's a lot of people out there, probably you, if you're watching this or listening to this message, you want more positivity in your life, and you want less negativity. Good. You should want that because there's plenty of research out there about the importance of having positivity in your life and positive emotions and positive energy and how it helps you to thrive. That's why one of the fastest growing segments of the psychology world is positive psychology, because there's a lot of research around how people flourish and thrive in life with more positive emotions, with hope and joy and optimism. And so I want to encourage you that negativity can be defeated and you can be loud with positivity. And so in today's message, I want you to know that if you have a lot of negativity around you or you're experiencing more negativity in your life than you would like, there's a way to defeat it. And the way to defeat it is to first work on you. That's right. The way to defeat negativity is not to attack people who are negative. That doesn't help. The first person you've got to go to work on is you. Just like anything in life, if we want things to change, we've got to change. We've got to start with us, because you cannot change other people. You can influence other people to change. And the way you best, most powerfully influence other people to change is by first showing a willingness and an effort on yourself. And so if you work on your own mindset and your own heart set and your own attitude and your own energy and your own level of positivity and reduce, or at least reduce, maybe even remove negativity from your life, then you'll start to role model for people what that can look like and what that can feel like. Because the worst thing you can do if you want to defeat negativity is to tell people they have to stop being so negative. Stop being so negative. Now, some people need awakened to the fact that they're being super negative and they need a wake-up call. And there are certainly ways to do that which are outside the scope of this conversation. But what I want to encourage you to do in this message is to start working on you. And I can say this because I'm someone that has to work on my own positivity every single day. And so I think people look at me and they're like, wow, JJ's so positive. Everything must be perfect. And everything's great. And it's easy for him to be positive. And the truth is, my natural state, my natural way of being, it probably is easier for me to be positive than most. Actually, if you look at my Strengths Finder strengths, my number one strength is positivity, which means I see things in an optimistic way and I get excited about life and I see things around me as exciting and life's an adventure, and that energy, that vibrancy, that excitement that comes through me is seen as positivity by many other people. But it doesn't mean I don't have negative thoughts. It doesn't mean I get down on myself. It doesn't mean I have self-doubts at times. It doesn't mean that I don't feel like I'm struggling at times with my level of positivity, and I can get frustrated, and I get irritated, and I can get caught up in certain things, and the negative emotions can overtake me. But the thing is, I'm doing my best to work on changing out of that negative state as quickly as possible. And the reason is I've done enough studying in positive psychology to know that if I dwell on the negative emotions, it doesn't help me. Like, yes, I might feel a certain way in a moment, and it's good for me to learn and understand how I'm feeling and how that feeling was inspired inside of me or how that came up for me. But I don't want to live in negative emotions. Like, I believe that there's nobody that's helped if I'm staying in my negative emotions. Like, literally, you or anyone else that I might reach with my messages, in person, with my coaching, with anything that I do, will not have their lives improved if I remain in my negative emotions. Like, I just don't think it's possible. And so the question I think most people need to ask is, how long do I need to stay in my negative emotions if I'm feeling them? How long? Because when I hear this concept of like people beating up on positivity because they're saying there's toxic positivity, I'm like, yeah, but how long are you going to dwell in your negativity? How long are you going to make it an excuse of like, well, I need to feel my feelings and use that as an excuse to not be positive, to not find a way to get yourself to feel more joy and light and love and optimism, hope and faith? Because by the way, friend, when you stay in your negative emotions, or when people around you stay in their negative emotions, it's not just hurting the people around them, it's hurting them. It's hurting their chances. For anyone that stays in the negative emotions, it's hurting their chances of thriving, of feeling better, of living a more vibrant and alive and excited and enthusiastic life. Why would you not want to get out of those emotions as quickly as possible and train and condition your brain for positivity, to find the positive, to focus on the good, to live in joy and hope and optimism and faith? I don't know about you, but I want to live in those emotions as often as possible because I feel that I thrive when I'm doing that. And when I live in those emotions, when I focus my mindset on the positive, I find that more people want to be around me more often because there's way too much negativity in the world already. There's already toxic negativity all over the world, in the news, in the social medias, in people's conversations, in the community. Like, there's enough negativity to go around for eternity. But what I want to do is to be a person that brings positivity to even more people. Not in a fake way, not in a toxic positive way, but to say, look, I'm working on me and I face negative mindsets probably just as much as the next person. But I am working my tail off to not dwell in them. I want to get to positive. I want to be a positive person of positive influence. I want to bring more hope, joy, light, love to more people. And I know you can do the same. But you've got to work on your mindset, your heart set, your attitude. So what's it going to take for you to make the decision that you want to live in more positive emotions more often? Because the more frequently and intensely you live in positive emotions, the more you will thrive, the more you will succeed in life and in career and in relationships. Like, think about the relationships you have, even personally or professionally. How often do you find that you want to be around people that dwell in negative emotions? You don't. Like, at times it feels good to complain or like, man, we all get there. I get there. Like, you talk to a trusted friend or colleague and you're like, man, I just got to vent or I got to complain about this thing. And it feels good in the moment. But you know you don't want to live there. You don't want to dwell there. You want to get to the positive emotions as quickly as possible because it will empower you to be a person of positive influence for even more people. Because if you're a person that lives in more positive emotions, people want to be around you. And if people will want to be around you, it will open more doors of opportunity to be a person of influence in that person's life. And it will open more doors of opportunities to create bigger and better results going forward for even more people. So I'm thoroughly convinced that but being the person that wants to get to positive emotions and not dwell on negative emotions will put you in the best possible position to thrive in your life, in your personal relationships, in your professional career, in your business, in everything that you do. It just opens more doors. It makes you feel more vibrant and alive and excited. And the biggest thing that I found when I dwell into positive emotions, when I find a way to get there, I get more people to want to be on my team. They want to be around me. They want to support me. They want to encourage me. They want to be a part of what I'm doing. Like, your positive energy and your positive emotions will draw people to you. And people are our most important resource. You want to achieve big goals? You want to turn dreams into reality? You want to accelerate success? Be the person that other people want to be around. And you will become that person if you get away from the negativity and you defeat the negativity in your own mind, in your own heart, in your own being, and you wire yourself to more often live in the positive emotions. You'll draw more people to you faster and more often, and you'll start to create this vortex of success around you where people are like, oh, I got to be around this person. And then more people say, I got to be around this person. More opportunities will open up. Then you'll feel better. You'll live more because you'll get the positive feedback like, oh, living in these positive emotions is a good thing. And you'll see it, you'll feel it, you'll live it, you'll experience it, and then you'll get more people to want to be around you. So the way to defeat negativity is to start with you, and then you can go from there. That's for another message, but let me get this across to you one final time. If you want to defeat negativity, work on your ability to defeat negativity for yourself and to dwell in the positive emotions, to make that your go-to. Because, by the way, our brains are able to be wired to live in certain emotions. Like, you literally have an emotional home, and you go back to that home based on what you've conditioned yourself to live in. So if you want to live in positive emotions more often, then you've got to do the work to wire it into your brain and your nervous system and your biochemistry to want your brain and your body to live in those positive emotions even more often. So it takes work, friend, just like it takes work to go to the gym and be able to bench press 500 pounds, which I know absolutely nothing about, but I do know that it takes work to get there. Same thing for living in more positive emotions, and the same thing for defeating negativity for yourself. And if you defeat it for yourself, you will be a person of positive influence and role model how others around you can defeat negativity and live in positivity as well. And friend, if you've enjoyed this message, do me a huge favor and send this to someone you care about who needs positivity in their life, who needs to defeat negativity in their life. And go to the link in the description of this message, whether you're on YouTube or on a podcast episode, and claim the most current amazing offer. Likely it's a $1 audiobook download. This book, Attract Your Potential, as an audiobook for $1. As I'm speaking this, I haven't yet put it out there, so we'll see when it becomes available, but I'm hoping to do that here in the next probably 24 to 48 hours. So hopefully that will be up very soon, depending on when you're listening to this or watching this. Hopefully it will be available. I'd love for you to get the audiobook version of my book, Attract Your Potential, for $1. I'll also for free give you the ebook and 3 bonus trainings when you grab the audiobook for just $1. So go to the link in the description of this YouTube video or podcast, wherever you're listening. And friend, whatever you're going after, refuse to settle for anything less than your greatest potential. Refuse to settle for anything less than phenomenal in every area of your life. Set a standard of excellence for everything you do, and continue to work towards your big dreams and goals, because if you refuse to quit and you never quit and you just keep freaking going, great things can happen. I believe breakthrough is near. I can feel it in me that breakthrough is near for you, but you've got to believe it for yourself, and you've got to just keep going. Friend, whatever you're going after, just keep going. You've got this.